Hey Buns, today's video about Genshin Impact is sponsored by Hoyoverse. So after a year of playing and obsessing over this game, I am thrilled to be able to say that. If you don't know, Genshin Impact is an open world action RPG that is available on PC, Android, iOS, and PlayStation 4 and 5. And today we're going to be discussing Genshin Impact's 4.7 update, which has got some banger story in it. It's also got some new characters, new events, new weapons, and a new permanent combat mode for starters. I actually just finished with the Archon quest for this patch, bedtime story, and if you saw the stream, you saw I got pretty emotional during it because it was heart-wrenching. It was so beautiful and sad. I'm not going to spoil it here because I know we got people watching who might not have tried the game yet, but it cuts to the core of why you were on this journey across Tivat to begin with. And now that we're in between expansion regions, we're leaving the Hydro Nation Fontaine behind and we're heading towards Natlan, the Pyro Nation on the horizon. It feels like a good time to reflect on the path that you, the traveler, have taken and the road not taken, which very uncoincidentally is the name of a gorgeous animated short that Hoyo released before the patch to complement this story, the new Archon quest. It is about this bittersweet journey that you're on, and I think that even if you don't play Genshin or haven't tried it yet, you can appreciate just by looking at the short like this how seriously they take the story and the artistry that goes into producing something like this short that is here just to supplement and add to your story experience that you'll have when you play the game. Another thing Genshin does is major story characters get their own voiced story quests, which are on par quality-wise with the Archon quests. And I feel like Clorinde, who is one of the new Fontaine characters who got her own story quest in this patch, is a perfect example of why the character quests are so important to have in the game. Because when you meet her in the Archon quests, she seems really strict and intimidating and kind of scary, honestly. Like, she seems all business, take no prisoners, by the book, champion duelist lady. Like, if you're being convicted of a crime in Fontaine, she's the opponent that you'll have to face if you are reckless or foolish or desperate enough to choose a trial by combat. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to jail. Like, you can put me under the jail before I try to fight this girl. She's too scary. Though on the other hand, some of y'all are probably wondering what kind of crimes you could commit for that opportunity, which I personally cannot relate to at all. Imagine committing a crime just to meet the people who are in the courtroom. But anyway, my first impression of Clorinde was that she was standoffish and cold even. She seems like all work, no play, and I didn't really feel that connected with her. I liked her, but we just didn't get a lot of time to know her. And that is where the magic of the story quest comes in, the character quest. Because then, in her character quest, which I just did, you find out that this woman, a woman like this, is actually a huge tabletop role-playing nerd, and it was really shocking. D&D? Hell yes, I would. Yes, that's awesome.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
Oh my god, yeah, I want a D&D with Navia and Clorinde. Hell yes.
That sounds super interesting.
Fun.
Clorinde.
Can I be any character? Can I be a goblin with a fat ass? I'd like to see her be chaotic evil.
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to persuade every animal you come across.
Oh my god. That's what I do. That's me doing D&D. I'm like the druid trying to talk to every animal and plant. Also, it's not just the animals. You can also do speak to plants. So I will slow down this campaign so hard. I'll be like, is there grass in the vicinity? Okay, I would like to speak with the grass. Excuse me, Mr. Grass. Did the bad guy step on you? Did you like it? Was he hot? And then you find out she's the DM. And those of us who've actually played these kinds of games are like, oh, okay, well, Actually, that makes perfect sense because she has this cold, calculating gaze. She has the poker face that just says,
Unfortunately, that is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
try it. Go ahead. Try it and see what happens. Her character quest is organized like a tabletop role-playing game, and I won't spoil it, obviously, but it is super unique because of that. And you can tell that the devs actually do play these games because it's got all the hallmarks, all the classic components that you need. It's got scheduling hell of actually getting people to show up. It's got players asking your NPCs questions that have literally nothing to do with the plot, like at all.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm like, what?
I don't think that's the kind of question we're supposed to ask.
You got someone stressing out your DM by telling everybody at the table to use summons.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go a little bit out of the box, you know.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here.
Oh no, not
Summon.
summon!
Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool?
That is trouble for the DM. Do not, girl.
Oh, I saw that one just now as well.
Oh,
The
God.
description says, this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or creatures that fit the
No.
script's world-building rules.
This is actually horrible for a DM to manage.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marashose hunter can summon?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you.
Let the
and
GM handle
will
it.
take care of the rest.
Oh my god.
Alright, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't
my
wait to
God.
see what kind of thing shows up.
This is hilarious because you can tell this quest was written by people that actually play D&D. You've got snacks.
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty.
She
If there
does.
are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
Big same.
The desserts are great.
You've got that one player who's ruining all your mechanics by just rolling nat 20s every single time. That's me, by the way. Yes, they actually do let you roll for checks within this quest. And I did this on stream and people were like, what the hell? I've never even seen that dialogue before because yeah, I really was rolling nat 20s every single time. Like, I don't think there was a time when I didn't.
Your battle round begins now.
Oh, okay. Combat check. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm not looking, I'm just gonna click on one. Ah! Are you serious? Again? Another nat 20. Through all this role-playing and fun, you see this other side of Clorinde, that more playful side, the side that's more forgiving and more warm and that just wants everybody to have a good time.
Oh, what should we do now?
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands, of course. I draw my weapon.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing
Oh
there.
no!
You now recall that your weapons were confiscated before the guards locked you in the cell. The bag of treasure along with them.
What about that knife I hid in my boot?
When did you hide it in there?
Oh. Oh my god. Are you serious?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Oh. But you didn't say that you had a knife in your boot.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM
Yeah,
of this
you
course of
can't
action.
just say, oh, by the
Moreover,
way.
the guards would have conducted a thorough search before throwing you in prison.
Yeah, they checked your boot. You learn about her difficult childhood that she had and why she does put all this value in responsibility and order, because these were things that she just didn't have much of growing up. And the quest also lets you try out her abilities. And I think I mentioned this in a recent video, but I love electrocuting stuff. Like, I am Zepla. So you are zipping and zapping around on this character. It is super fun and flashy. So I want to talk about the actual gameplay, which I bet might spark your interest. Clorinde has an electrovision, and she uses a gun and a one-handed sword, both weapons that embody the spirit of the one-on-one duel. Makes sense. She's the champion duelist of Fontaine. Her skill is pretty unique. Whenever you activate it, she changes her stance and enters the night vigil state. During the night vigil state, her basic attacks will transform into skill attacks. So she pulls out her gun to shoot at enemies with piercing shots, dealing AoE electro damage. Talk about a lightning quick draw.
No? Not funny?
While you're doing this, you'll also gain Bond of Life by hitting enemies with these new basic gun attacks. Once Clorinde is in this night vigil state, her skill button will transform into a different skill. And this skill allows Clorinde to lunge towards enemies with her sword, or towards any direction you like, dealing AoE electro damage. So you can really charge into battle. This is actually amazing for Clorinde because her lunge does do self-healing for her. So the more Bond of Life you have, the more damage you'll do, and you'll heal yourself more while clearing off your Bond of Life, making you pretty self-sufficient and making this whole thing pretty simple after all. Finally, we have her big flashy ultimate attack where she will dash around dealing electro damage to enemies caught in her big AoE. Also, upon usage, Clorinde will gain lots of Bond of Life, as you can see on the HP bar, which is great for the reasons that we discussed already. So with these Bond of Life special healing mechanics, there's a little risk and reward at play here. But honestly, Clorinde, she can handle it. And honestly, she can basically take care of herself. So do make sure that you aren't facing an enemy of the same element as Clorinde, though. Otherwise, you might find yourself frazzled in a fight that's more difficult than necessary. Genshin Impact is pretty in-depth and intuitive elemental system, so if you want to make the most out of Clorinde's abilities, you probably want to fill up the party with other elements that complement Clorinde's electrovision well. So maybe you can have other people that are hydro people or dendro people, perhaps. Electro has an elemental reaction with every element in the game currently, so you've got plenty of options to switch up the party to your liking. Clorinde will be available on the 5-star Wish banner until June 25th, and if you're the type of person who rolls nothing but nat 20s every time, you might get her very early indeed, like I did. But for the rest of y'all, good luck on your pulls. I will almost certainly have to... Oh! What? What? No way. No way, dude. No!
I am Clorinde, a champion duelist of the court of Fontaine. If you wish to hire my services, please state the nature of your dispute. You may leave out any extraneous details. Those are no concern of mine.
As a gentle reminder, the game is completely and totally open to you as free to play. And if you save your free gems, you can get what you want from a 5-star banner about once every 2 to 3 months. But they're not required to do anything in the game. So besides the new story quests, weapons, and characters, patch 4.7 will bring us a totally new and permanent combat mode. This is the Imaginarium Theater for any player whose adventure rank 35 or higher. This is a series of combat challenges with different battle conditions where you're going to be able to try out characters you don't have by using the provided guest star characters. And as always, with this patch, you can also expect some new limited time events. I just did the mutual security enhancing simulation, which was like a strategy mode. It was a totally different way to play the game, and a lot of times these events do offer just totally different thing that you've never seen in the game before that you would not expect, just to spice things up a bit. Have you tried the new Archon quest for 4.7? Have you done the Clorinde quest? What do you think about her? Did you change your mind about her after doing her story quest, or did you feel like you like her more afterwards like I did? How do you feel about her gameplay and the Bond of Life stuff? I actually think it seems complicated at first, but it's when it comes down to it, it ends up being extremely simple after all. And I like how self-sufficient she is, almost tanky in her ability to just heal herself back up and do tons of damage. So I'd love to hear from you what you think about Clorinde or other characters that are on this banner or on the upcoming banner. I know for me, I'm super excited about the next character coming, which is Xijwing. She's like a sea bunny girl, and she's also gonna get a character story quest later in phase 2 of this patch. Tiarina is also coming up on the banner, who is a character that I've loved from the Archon quest. So yeah, I've been enjoying the patch so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it, and I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments section down below. And if you haven't started Genshin Impact yet and you're thinking about giving it a try, I can definitely recommend it. And you can download the game by clicking on the link in the description box down below. It is available on PC, Android, iOS, and PlayStation 4 and 5. I have been playing this game for a year now, and I am never gonna quit. Like, I'm obsessed. I love the game. I even made a second channel, Zeplaverse, where I want to go more in depth into some of the story topics and like niche things that I don't want to spoil people on here that might be new. Also, big thanks to Hoyoverse for supporting the channel by sponsoring this video. It's a big help. And thanks also to our Patreon and Ko-Fi subscribers, especially our Omega Buns who are supporting at the highest tier. That's Anti-Clockwise, Els, Jeanette B, Pete Wilson, and Christoph Brock. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Tavad. Bye!